That's right, y'all. We back on the scene to pull the lesson out. This is Gaming Looks Good, number 7, Life is Strange, episode 2. And this is the show where we look at gaming from the lens of diversity. I'm Shareef Jackson, broadcasting to y'all live out of Milwaukee. And this week's t-shirt is I Need Diverse Games. So check out that hashtag on Twitter, hashtag I Need Diverse Games by Cypher of Tyr. That's TYR. So give her a follow on Twitter as well. And you can follow me on Twitter at ShareefJackson.com. So, no, at Shareef Jackson, sorry, but ShareefJackson.com also. All right, so let's get right into Life is Strange. Sorry, I cannot speak today. Now, this is the second episode here. And let's dive right into one of the early scenes here where you are looking at a piece of art that one of the characters, Kate, who's going through a very traumatic experience in the school, is actually painting. So let's check out this scene.
Everything looks so fun and colorful and positive.
Now, this is something that Kate painted. Now, Kate is a very, very religious girl. Like most people in this private school, that the protagonist, Max, whose voice that you just heard she's white. And it's really funny that Max comments on this picture of being colorful and positive because, as you can see, it might be colorful in terms of sort of the shirts, but everybody's pretty much white except for the one dude in the orange suit in the middle. And even he has bigger ears than like everyone else. Almost looks like a monkey, to tell you the truth. So I feel like this can also be applied to this game and to other stuff. Like, this is very colorful, but when you get down to it, everything is white, So I thought that that was kind of a meta commentary, not only on this and on Kate's drawing, but on the game as well. Also, good commentary is the depiction of Jesus, as we see coming up.
Hey, I'm trying to use my powers for good.
Now, the powers that she is referring to is the fact that she can manipulate time. But if you look at Jesus here, this is not the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus, right? Clearly a darker hue, clearly some heavy dark hair. So this is actually a rather progressive photo of Jesus. And the fact that your protagonist is white, Kate, the religious girl, is also white. The fact that none of them comment on this photo is actually cool, because I can guarantee you will not see Jesus looking like this in the average church. So I thought that was a very nice touch, and really shows sort of the progressive mind of the people at this school, as well. Now, a not so good use of a color is once Max takes a bus from the school out into the city. Watch her interaction with two people at a bus stop in similar straits, different races and genders, though. Let's check that out.
Stressed. Hi. You look lost.
Close. Do you know if the bus has come yet? The online schedule isn't working.
I just got off the school bus, but I'm sure the regular bus is coming too.
Oh, that's a relief. I can't be late for this job interview. I can't believe I have to take a bus all the way to Newport just to find a second job.
Are things that bad here?
Where are things good? I can't even afford to live here.
Well, good luck.
Thanks, I sure need it.
Okay, so it's clear that she's having some financial issues, looking for a second job, kind of down on the dumps, obviously taking the bus because she probably can't afford a car. Aside from the fact that she's going to a job interview in what looks like a jumpsuit, sounds pretty normal, right? You know what I'm saying? White woman trying to make ends meet dope. Now, look at the guy next to her who is a person of color, looks a little older. Let's see how they represent him.
I bet he's seen a lot of changes to Arcadia Bay in his lifetime.
No time for chit-chat. I'm a millionaire. Yep. Got my lottery ticket right here. Waiting for the bus so I can cash it in.
I was so upset when I heard that. I really was, because, this is one of the few people of color that you run into. And of course he sounds like, he just escaped a plantation or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just really, really, not only is it weird, but the fact that this is in Northwest, I believe it's Portland or like in the Oregon area. So it's not like we're, in a Southern environment where like people will have certain accents. This is just, this is bad. This is bad. And he continues.
You can't have my lottery ticket. Buy your own.
You can't have my lottery ticket. I just hate that.
You can't have my lottery ticket. Buy your own.
And then he just keeps saying that. And, I just really had to shake my head at that because, again, one of the few POCs and just does not sound good. Now, fortunes kind of went up, though, once I went in the diner and ran into this guy.
Dick.
So I'm walking in. I'm like, wait a minute. That's a black person on the counter. Please have him do not act like the guy at the bus stop.
That officer looks nicer than wannabe cop David Madsen. Hello, sir.
Hi, young lady. You look a little lost.
Score! I was like, yes, he looks normal. He sounds normal. Let's have some normal black people in this game, y'all. So I was really, really happy about this. And, even though the guy is like kind of bland and like kind of they kind of portray him as a super do-gooder or not really that complex, it does show that they are striving to show balance. Once again, just like the video I did episode 5 on Maggie and Evolve, it's that balance that really matters. Like if that guy at the bus stop was the only guy, I'd have been pissed. And I was pissed at the time when I saw him, but I can see that they're striving for a more balanced look on race. So like between this and the Black Jesus and that colorful kind of art comment, I was actually pleasantly surprised at the different aspects of race that they show here. Now, let's take a look at like Chloe, who's like sort of like your good friend that you reunite with. She finds out about all your powers. Let's take a look at her interactions with her mother and with Chloe. And with Max.
This is my treat to you for coming back to rescue my daughter.
Nobody needs to rescue me.
Unless you set your room on fire smoking out.
Oh god, here it comes. Didn't you and Sergeant Pepper already read me the riot act last night?
Call him David if you don't want to be lectured. You only get one damn slice of bacon a day.
You guys are still the same.
Another reason to blow this town.
So, very interesting there. Obviously, Chloe and her mom don't have a good relationship. And it's also obvious that there is some love because she still is feeding her, right? It sounds like that she's feeding her probably on the house because she's saying that you're only getting one slice. So my guess is that Chloe is not paying. So there is that love there, but just that relationship between a mom and daughter, always has that like tension in it, right? But you can still see that little tinge of I still care about you. So I like that part. Now, let's see how Chloe reacts when Max tries to call her friend Kate, again, the religious girl. Sorry, not call her, answer a call from Kate. Let's see Chloe's reaction.
Okay, Supergirl, let's go to my secret place. Don't even answer. We have places to go and people to do. Come on, before Mom starts some more shit. Let's bail.
It's Kate Marsh from Blackwell.
Big whoop. You don't call me once in 5 years and now you're all over some biatch you see every day at school? I see how you roll. So go ahead, chat up Kate Marsh from Blackwell. I've got other people to hang out with too.
Now this is so weird. Like Chloe's really excited to hang with you, but she's so selfish. She flips on a dime when even a little thing kind of takes that attention away. And that really shows, a bit of the tension between Max and like Chloe has in that friendship. Once again, you can still see the love, just like there is between Chloe and her mom Joyce. But Chloe, I feel like, does not respect the friendship as much as like Max does. Obviously, Kate is like going through a really tough time. All Max is saying is, yo, I'm just getting a call. She's like not saying I'm like bailing on you. But, I think that this is, a good representation of, two women, friends. And, they're, once again, not talking about dudes, not talking about, kind of those stereotypical games that most women that most women in games are written to talk about. They're talking about to answer the phone of another female friend. So I thought that was cool, and I definitely chose to answer because Chloe's selfish and she can go to hell sometimes. So let's go to like a scene in the junkyard where Max actually sits down and is talking a little bit more about her relationship with Chloe.
Although this junkyard is a dive, I see why Chloe hangs here. She's a steampunk. It actually feels like Chloe and I are kids again. We're hiding out and plotting our future. Despite all the chaos and bullshit, I feel so giddy hanging out with her again. So happy. Like we've both gone back in time.
So even though there was that like tension and like Chloe seems very temperamental, Max really respects her and really likes her. And that back in time comment, again, really good since the game is about like rewinding and like manipulating time. So you definitely see that, that there is that like friendship there, and it's like pretty deep. Once again, no discussion of guys. I love it. And the other thing is that this is also a place where Chloe and Rachel spent time together. Now, the overall story of the game is that you're trying to find out what happened to Rachel, who is one of Chloe's friends and a student that like disappears. So the fact that Chloe brought Max to the special place that she had with her friend Rachel was like cool. So now let's see a little more about that, like a relationship between Max and like Chloe, where Chloe actually mentions Rachel in the picture. Let's check that scene out on the train tracks.
Weird talking to you about this insane crap. We haven't hung out this much since we were tweens, and it's like no time has passed. I wish Rachel was here to meet you.
Do you think that Rachel and I would have been friends?
You're not that different. She has a great eye for images and for art. Plus, she's a smartass like you. We would all be hella best friends forever.
I know she must be as cool as you are. I have no doubt we'll meet soon.
Railroad tracks always make me feel better. I have no idea why.
Kerouac knew. It's the romance of travel and movement. The sound of the train whistle at night.
Look at the beat poet here.
I'd rather be a good photographer.
You are. You just have to stop being afraid.
So very interesting scene there, right? Obviously they're like kind of laying on tracks, which, is obviously dangerous, but they're kind of trusting each other in that. The way that Chloe talks about Rachel, it seems like it's a little more than like a friendship, right? Because just the way that her voice kind of drops, she sounds like she's about to actually tear up a bit. Now, obviously, you would do that if your good friend is like missing as well. But I feel like the game might be dropping hints that there might be feelings beyond friendship. Maybe it's just exclusive to like a Chloe. Maybe her and Rachel were actually in a relationship. Maybe they were just friends. I'm speculating, but the good thing about this game is that it has you actually considering these possibilities, and they don't sound out of whack or like they don't fit like in the story. And the way that Chloe talks about Rachel and Max, and the way that Max asks about Rachel, I think Max senses that too. So like it's sort of a beautiful evolution of like the friendship of these two women, and that they're starting to open up to like each other about Rachel, and really getting a sense of what Rachel meant to Chloe and what she might have meant to Max if they would have met. Now they might still meet. There's some more episodes in the game. I'm not sure, but as of now, they have not. Now the next scene is very interesting because it's like about the only time I've seen where like instead of Chloe being a little dismissive toward Max is actually dismissive toward Chloe, and it concerns chaos theory. Check it out.
Snow equals the ginormous twister that takes out Arcadia Bay? You're high.
Wake up, Max. You saved my life twice now. You altered the course of my destiny, yours, and whoever. Do you know about chaos theory?
What do you know about chaos theory, Miss I Hate Math?
5 years ago, asswipe. Some people change. And your situation is the perfect storm for quantum physics.
Why me? I'm just a geek girl in some small town.
A perfect example of strange attractors. Don't they teach you kids anything at Blackwell? We have a tornado, rewind power, and freak snow. Hello, Armageddon. So let's party with your power, Rockstar!
Very, very weird scene, right? Now, obviously, I chose the dismissive answer on the dialogue box there, but Max is basically like, you don't know shit, I'm the private school girl, and then Chloe just schools her like, no, I know about quantum physics and you actually don't. So I thought that was very interesting part of the relationship, where it's not just this one-sided thing where Max is always good and Chloe is like always selfish. So again, nice complex friendship between two women being displayed in the show here. Now, black science teacher, y'all. I was very happy. Another black person. She totally fails at this science explanation, though. I was like, what are you talking about? Check this out. Oh, and this is referring to a freak snowstorm that happened earlier. So Max is asking her the scientific explanation for that.
What about that snow yesterday? What's your scientific explanation?
Our climate is moving beyond explanation. Of course, some of the tribes here might see it different.
That's her explanation. She couldn't get any more about, weird weather patterns, or even directing Max to an external resource if she didn't know the answer herself. I was like, come on, black lady. Come on, black woman. Represent. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of us in these games. I was hoping that she had a better idea of it, but she failed. You are a fail. You are a total fail. So last scene here is actually from one of the other students, Brooke, kind of like the quote unquote nerdy girl, and she makes a really good observation, which I think also applies to the player. Check this out. Yeah, and then the teacher, she looks around because she knows that she failed.
Howdy, Brooke.
Hi, Max. Making your daily rounds?
So Brooke always has these interesting comments where they're snarky and stuff, and they're totally things that fit into the high school kind of scene. But I feel like they're also representative of the player, and they're kind of this meta commentary, because these point and click games, you're going around, you're talking to people, you're opening doors, you're doing all this stuff, you're kind of making the rounds, right? You're going around and you're looking for stuff. So I feel like this is sort of great commentary that I would make as a player, I gotta go make the rounds again, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go open this door and talk to this person. It's the same thing in RPGs, action adventures like a Zelda. So I thought that was really dope. So I'm definitely looking to her, Brooke, to sort of make these meta commentaries in the future. And again, just another great example of the diversity of the characterization of the women in this game. So definitely check it out. Yeah, I know I like to leave with a glitch. Hard to find a glitch or something funny in this game, though. But I will look at a bus which magically fills up with people, even though it was at first empty. So let's check that out. All right, so you can clearly see that the bus, at least the first 4 or 5 rows, have no one in it, right? Where'd all those people come from? Look at all those people in the front seats. Unless they were hiding, you know what I'm saying? Unless they were either leaned over or knocked out asleep, like I used to be on the school bus. Obvious miss from DontNod Entertainment there, from the developers. But you know what? Great game. That was I really had to struggle to find a glitch or a funny part, because it obviously deals with some serious issues. But that's Life is Strange, y'all. Check me out, GameLooksGood.com, #GameLooksGood on Twitter, and follow me at Shareef Jackson. Peace, y'all.
Back to the lab.